What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the video, episode 8. Super excited. Hey, if you didn't check out my last video, pause the video here and quickly go check it out, then come back. Don't worry, we'll wait. Are you back? Did you watch it? Great. Welcome back to the video. This is the Rebirth Diary of a Blind Coach, episode 8. All right. Now, quick one. I started my journey of Belly Must Go. And I'm going to tell you what, I've been doing the K28 Evolution program, and it's a killer. It's been kicking my ass, but I've enjoyed it every step of the way. I feel like it's definitely the rebirth of Coach Sydney, and you're going to see the rebirth coming. I gave myself 4 months, so watch this space, all right? But hey, let's talk about the video, shall we? Okay, so where I left off last time is me picking K28 Fitness back off its feet. I thought K28 Fitness was done, all right? I thought it was done because surely, how am I going to do this? I lost everything I ever worked for overnight, and now I've got to start from zero with no money at all. And you're kind of thinking, this is going to be hard. This is going to be hard. Not only am I not able to go to my clients and use my superpowers at that particular time was, me engaging with my client. How am I going to do that now when I can't physically see them? All of these questions rushed through my mind. But what I had to tell myself and understand was there was a rebirth in me. I had to understand that that old me is gone and it's not going to be the same as it used to be. Okay. Things have changed and things are different. And I wanted to, if you guys want me to break down my experiences when I came back to the copper belt, please let me know. Just type in copper belt in the comments, and I will definitely make a video on how it was getting back to the copper belt, because trust me, that is a story in itself. The challenges that I had to go through and dealing with acceptance from people that I used to know. All right. But for this video, I'll skip past that. All right. And we're going to go how I got it going. Okay. So I knew I had to get online. And if you've seen on my last video, the questions I had to ask myself now is who can help me, and not how am I going to do it? How am I going to do it is irrelevant. It will come. All right. The money will come when you follow your goals and you follow your dreams. It will come. It's a byproduct of doing something you love, but you need to know who can help you. So in my case, who was going to help me was my family. Okay. So I started with that, and I started with a Facebook page, Let There Be Sight. It's on Facebook. Check that out. Please don't call it Let There Be Light. It's Let There Be Sight. And that was on Facebook. And that was me getting comfortable with the camera, because again, I was always camera shy. Believe it or not, your favorite coach was camera shy. Yes. And so that's something I had to get over. And those videos set the foundation for what I was about to get into. All right. And, speaking to a couple of friends of mine, one of them actually gave me a pretty good insight and told me, listen, when you get into this social media game, a lot of people worry about how many followers do I have and how many followers do I have. And I fell into that trap because I was new, and I'm thinking, have I get 1K? Have I got 1K? Have I got 1M? But that's not what it's about. You have to understand, what are you doing this for? And for me, I wanted to impact somebody, just one person out there. And he told me to say, if you want to impact one person and you've got one follower, then you're doing what you wanted to do. You just don't know. One person might need you and might just be thinking of jumping off a bridge. And at that particular time, check out your video and change his mind. And that's what it's all about. And that changed everything. And I stopped looking at the followers. And look, if it touches you and it affects you and you feel moved by what I'm talking about, then this video is for you. Okay. And at the end of the day, it will grow when it grows. Okay. It's organic. So it's got to give it time and it will grow. All right. So once I understood that, and once I also understood that, okay, now I'm confident with the camera, let's keep it going. And now, again, the question, who was going to help me? So my family was able to help me. They would record the videos for me, very amateur videos. But at the end of the day, it got out there, right? And it opened doors for me that I couldn't imagine. Okay. And people were so accommodating for me. I became a motivational speaker overnight. I went up on stage. I had like 300 plus people sing me happy birthday. It was awesome. Again, all of these things, the diary sessions alone, we're going to get into all of that. Okay. But now, once I got that confidence, a friend of mine reached out to me, and it's a very dear friend of mine. And I believe when you're going through a challenge, God will never give you something you can't manage. And I know it's said all the time, but it's really true. I went through the worst time of my life. But at the end of the day, God opened doors and put angels in my life. And they're absolutely all amazing. So a friend of mine said, "Hey, I got something for you," and sent it over. And I was like, "Okay, cool." And they sent me a phone. Okay. So, not just any phone, this phone. 5:20 p.m. Battery state 23%. Now, I'm not advertising the phone. Shout out to Blind Shell Classic 2. In case they want to sponsor the video. Just never know. But this video is not sponsored. Okay, so this is the Blind Shell Classic 2. Very simple. It's red because I can see red. Okay, so I can see it now. So it's easier for me to see. And my friend took that into consideration. And I love that. And the buttons are black. Okay, so it's a simple phone. Again, talks to you. Give you a little sample. No notifications. Okay. 5:20 p.m. Monday, the 14th of April 2025. So this here changed my life. Okay. I'm gonna put it away. 23%. I need to charge my battery. Okay. So I'm gonna put that away. However, guys, if you want me to talk about the Blind Shell Classic 2, and tell you my experiences from an African point of view, I know when you get online and check out the Blind Shell Classic 2, you're going to see a lot of reviews, which is great. And all of them are awesome. But you've never seen a review from an African point of view and how we deal with the challenges in Africa and using a Blind Shell Classic 2. So if you want to hear that, please put Blind Shell Classic 2 in the comments and I'll make a little video describing and telling you my experiences with the phone, okay? But this phone changed the game for me. This changed everything because now I was able to do everything on my own. Because before, just for me to set up WhatsApp, somebody had to physically do it for me. And that was a challenge in itself. And trust me, being blind is not only annoying, it also is it requires you, to have a lot of patience. Patience has got to be your best friend. So I had to really compose and be patient, especially if somebody doesn't know what you're trying to get on the phone. You have to be patient with them because they're there to help you, okay, and not get frustrated. So even voice notes, you have to slide the little button. Couldn't do it. So even for me to send a voice note, I'm thinking, how am I going to do this with my clients? I can't even do the voice note. But anyways, Blind Shell Classic 2 came into my life and I was good to go now. I had everything going, okay? So now I said, okay, now I'm ready to go. People know Coach Sydney a little bit and I'm ready to go. Let's get this K28 Fitness back on the road. I need to make some money, you know? And a dear friend of mine, and they know themselves, told me to say, hey, okay, now that you got everything going, how much are you going to charge? And I said, I don't know. I was about 400 kwacha, if you guys know what kwacha is. And they were so disappointed with me because they're like, look, you, number one, have a disability. It's expensive. And number two, that's not your value. Are you valuing yourself the way you should be? At the end of the day, you got to value yourself on how you feel. And you know what human beings do? Human beings naturally will go to something that is higher priced. I'll give you an example, quick one. If you have two TVs and they're exactly the same TV, and one TV is 2,000 and another TV is 5,000, in your mind, you're going to think the 5,000 TV is better. It's the same TV, but you're going to think it's better. And if you can't afford the 5,000 TV, you're going to get the 2, but in your mind, you're thinking, I'm going to save up to get that 5, you know? Same TV, all right? So for me, I had to start looking at myself. Again, the rebirth. I'm a new person now. I'm reborn. K28 Fitness is back. It's also reborn. We need to have a fresh look. So I said, do you know what? 1,000. Throw it out there. 1,000 is my price, all right? And said, okay. She said, cool. You do that and come back and let me know how it is. So I said, cool. And now I was just waiting, you know, tapping my fingers. Somebody will come through. And somebody did come through. And it was going. We were now on the move. And somebody was willing to pay the toll. They gave me the same 1,000. I came back and said, hey, I charge 1,000. And they said, that's not good. I said, why? He said, because you could have done more. And I'm like, what? So anyways, what am I still talking about? I got 1,000. I got a client going. But they were right. You got to see yourself how you want to be projected. You have to see yourself in the future. How you want to be, project that, and people will accept it. I spoke about this in the other video. If you go out and say, hey, I'm blind, please give me some money and feel sorry for me. No. But if you come out with confidence and say, hey, I'm Coach Sydney, I'm one of the best online coaches in Zambia, talk to me. You're golden, you know? So you got to sell yourself, all right? And that's what I did. I sold myself and it got me going. I got one client, I got two clients, and it felt like how I done it when I could see. Again, you know the story. I got one and I got two and I got three until I get to 15. Sadly, didn't get to 15 on my online clients. However, I got to five. But you see, I was making decent amount. I was making a decent amount and I was doing it and I felt so independent. I felt independent. I was able to put my own schedules because my phone could do everything. It's got a notepad. So I was able to put my clients' progress in the notepad just by voice automated. And I was able to work, and I was able to, get that paper, which is all about. And I was able to hustle. So that didn't stop there. Okay, my clients continue to tell other clients. I got more gigs. I became a motivational speaker again. And hey, if you want to book me for your events, your boy's available. And I was good from there, right? So K28 Fitness was back, and I said, now that it's back and it's reborn, we got to continue bringing quality out, okay? And that's what I aimed for. Continue pumping out the videos and showing people to say, despite the fact that I'm blind, you still can work out. You have no excuse to move your body and work out. And I got that rolling and I got it rolling and I'm super, super excited. You have no idea. Okay. So, anyways, that's a little part of how I got K28 Fitness rolling. Okay. In the next video, I'm going to talk about flight or fight. Okay. Fight or flight. It's going to be interesting. That's all I'm going to give you. That's a little teaser. Fight or flight. You don't want to miss episode 9. This is going to be awesome, guys. Stick with me on this journey, okay? I'm going to continue this story of how it goes. And trust me, it gets better. There's ups and downs on this story. And this is something you definitely want to. But I want to leave you with this. Look, for me, I took a bad situation and made something of it, okay? And sometimes you got to take yourself out of the situation that you're at and go somewhere else. One of my favorite motivational speakers, Steve Harvey, always says, if you take an oak tree and put that in a pot, it will never become the oak tree it's supposed to be because you've stifled its growth. It's never going to go anywhere because it's in a small pot. Okay, it has to come out and be somewhere else. And for me, I had to become a different person to become Coach Sydney that you see today. I had to have that rebirth to allow myself to understand, to say, that person is gone. I miss him dearly, but he's gone. And at the end of the day, this is me now. And this is a better version. And I'm more improved. All right? Okay. So I just want to leave you with that. Look out for episode 9, guys. And hey, we made it to the end of the video. I think that gets a thumbs up, right? And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And please continue to share this with somebody who might like it. And as always, salute.